Peace to the fam. Hotep. Ashe. Welcome back. The Black History Month series that's brought to you by the Black Rose Nation. Remember to pay attention throughout the series for the many mystery school reveals for February 29th. But first, take notes, get these lessons, and receive these degrees. Today, February 18th, the 1 and the 8. Knowledge of build or destroy. All being born to born. Now, something is born out of what your knowledge builds or destroys in real world, in real time, and made manifest so you can show and prove. Knowledge is upright and unwavering, okay? Foundation, inexhaustible in integrity. It's conscious, it's aware of truth. You can know, look, listen, and observe for knowledge. 8, being build or destroy, remembering that it is neither positive or negative to build or destroy. It's how you apply it in life. Build means to add on to life, a positive creation or education, and destroy means to know of and to take away that which is untrue and add light through knowledge. Destroy is not negative in this culture's application. So, the knowledge of build or destroy, this in particular, this point, this build today, is for those of us in these Canadian small towns, without 5%ers, without OGs, without people with knowledge itself, don't come around these things, don't see or hear these things, like myself growing up. For myself, that 18, that knowledge of build or destroy came to me when I started reading Brother Malcolm X. Again, big up Dub Cromwell. And I remember coming across the house nigga and the field nigga and digesting what he was saying, what that meant, what it means if you're one or the other. And I tell you, that destroyed some things within me, which only built to the man I'm becoming. So these points are for the small towns, those outnumbered and outgunned. I relate. I remember coming up, my black friends in town, Cynthia Seals, were like, I ain't never going out there. That's Klan country. I remember my grade 5 textbooks, right? The only black kid in class. That one page of Black History Month, that one picture, that slave owner sign. What's the slave owner's name? My last name. Great for jokes in class, right? Remember the big maps on the wall? The guys in your class would look at Africa, then they'd see Niger and they go, hey, look, it says nigger. That's where you're from. You know, this is growing up, Canadian small towns. It was 1986. For some reason, this small town, someone went to Africa, saw a kid supposedly who got bit by a snake. They cut off his leg, brought him back here. The brother ended up working at some kind of farm or something down the road. And rest his peace. Last I heard, Brother Joseph Yusuf, who passed in Toronto many years back. But the only black kid in town, white folks going to Africa, stealing kids, bringing them back. 1986 happened in my place. Growing up, going to the agricultural college in Truro, Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. Pull up behind the school. Swastikas all over the whole school. Graved in. Come to find out they've been there for years. Asked to have them removed. Even seen where other people had asked to have them removed years past. Not a big deal to these people. Big deal to us. Now, all this stuff going on, what did we ever have to come back with? When I did not have knowledge of self, I had no comebacks except one. You can use it until you come to knowledge of self, or use it to help you along your way. The only thing I could say with all the black jokes, with all this stuff, is I get the room, I'd say, hey, what's 14 inches long and white? Pause. Nothing. Right? That's all I had. But it got me through some times. If that helps you, hopefully you can use it. Now, Kingston Peninsula, where I grew up, little backstories for here in Black History Month. This one's coming to us from a beautiful sister. Love this lady, Doris Calder. Her book, All Our Born Days. One of the many local talented people we have here on the peninsula. Telling stories of the Loyalist generation. Later, a small number of blacks settled at Negro Bay, now called Chapel Grove, and the family also lived on Long Island in the Kennebecasis River. Grave markers today show that at least some of these blacks in Negro Bay and Long Island spent the rest of their lives in these homes. I need to get there. Talking about the first minister to bring the holy word of God to Kingston, Reverend Scoville, his black boy slaves, Robert and Samson, and his wife with her slaves, Sally and Nora. Also one mention of Amy in another book. Also in Kingston, Titus Knapp, who lived in Kingston for a time, bought and sold slaves. Knapp Lake, just up the road. Black loyalists and their descendants were unable to develop a strong and emotional attachment to the Kingston Peninsula. Maybe you can see why. Also, another book, The Blacks in New Brunswick. We've talked about this before, by W.A. Spray. This one I thought, listen. One reason for the slow increase in the population of the black community in Canada and in New Brunswick is that Canada in the 20th century has always followed a selective immigration policy under which it has always been difficult for black people or Asiatics to enter. Asiatics. Another book, Abram Beverly Walker, the lawyer, the lecturer, and the activist. Grew up here, Peninsula, family. He wrote, 1903, his newspaper publications and books and many different things. One of them he did was The Neath. All right? Now, I'm just going to read to you in 1903 what brothers who were living out in Kingston Peninsula and around were saying, writing, and talking about. And compare that to your conversations today. Some of these things are Haiti and its enemies. Lost Israel found. Negrophobes should be kept out of Africa. Treat Boer and black alike. England and her Negro subjects. None but white Republicans are wanted in the South. A most rabid negrophobe. President Roosevelt on the appointment of Negroes to office. Industrial schools for British Negroes. Let the natives of South Africa have justice and education. The Negro problem and how to solve it. The Negro in New Brunswick. The Progress of Canada. These are just a few of the titles of articles covered in 1903 about us here and what's going on. Sometimes referred to as blacks and Asiatics in many places. The many slaves who came through here and left because of how it was dealing. This is for Joseph Yusufu. This is for all of us in these Canadian small towns all by ourselves. There's stories that are hard to read and understand, but when we can knowledge and we can build it and destroy what is born out of that, we'll create that which what we are, not that which what we are not. The 18th degree, seeing as this is the 18, in the 1 to 40, is what is the duty of a civilized person? What is the duty of a civilized person? It is to teach he or she who are savage civilization, righteousness, knowledge of himself, the science of everything in life, love, peace, and happiness. The 18th letter is R, ruler. This is for duty and governance. And it is our duty and governance who have received any level of knowledge itself to reach back to those, right? Africans came here. All of us here were taken there. From the South, went to Canada. From Canada to Sierra Leone. I wish more Sierra Leone was reaching back to Canada. And weren't we up here once we made it supposed to be reaching back down south? Don't be talking bad about down south. This is for all of us out there in this lost found nation. to find knowledge of self so we can build and destroy both in a positive light. Now, if you find this video of benefit, or you know someone who could benefit, please share. If you believe in self-administered reparations, please share this video. If you believe in knowledge of self, share. If you haven't subscribed, like, subscribe, and share. Comment your add-ons. Comment your takeaways. Get born. Ask your OGs. Challenge your peers. Reach out to your elders. Get your knowledge. Baba Luai Anu Shabazz, Dr. Carbon the Medicine Man, Indo, Joel the Black Rose Nation. Peace to the 5%ers and to all the human family.